Whoa. Hey everyone, welcome to today's Program Yourself Thin podcast. Today we're talking about a better weight loss goal. Most people's weight loss goal is based around how they want to look, right? So most people will start a diet or a plan based on the idea that they want to look better, right? And that's fine, okay? So I want to just start off by saying that's a fine goal, but it's usually not enough of a goal. And I want to go a little bit deeper into why that is, because once you understand this, it really sets you up to connect yourself to much deeper motivation than you've probably been feeling if wanting to look better has been your main goal, which it is for most people. And the reason it is for most people is because the diet industry has conditioned you that way. You have seen millions of ads in your life for weight loss programs that always show you the before and after picture. And so it has conditioned you to think about your weight loss goal visually, aesthetically, how you're going to look on the outside. That's primarily how you've been trained to think about your weight loss motivation, but it's not enough. And the reason it's not enough is because it is an extrinsic motivator, not an intrinsic one. To drive this point home, it would be like, now again, I think I know you're going to argue with me and you're going to think, well, no, I really want to lose weight. I want to look better. And I know you do, but I'm going to show you why it's not a first level motivator like the intrinsic ones we're going to talk about in a second. And I'll do it through an experiment, a thought experiment. But imagine all of a sudden the medical establishment says, you know what? Actually, pounds are not a good measurement. And so we're going to start using square inches of skin. That's how we're going to start to measure where you should be at, right? Never mind weight anymore. Weight doesn't matter anymore. We're going to use square inches of skin on your body. Now, imagine that happened, and notice that if all of a sudden your goal was to be 2,000 square inches, that's what you're aiming at. You want to be 2,000 square inches, right? What ends up happening is it doesn't have any natural intrinsic motivation to it. And the weight on the scale and just looking better are the same thing. They require other instruments. You need a scale. You need other people in order to validate that goal and that motivation. You can't do it by yourself. If you were the last person on earth, right, and all you cared about was looking better, well, then you probably wouldn't care anymore. Then you want to lose any weight. However, that reveals that there's a deeper reason why you can want to lose weight. And when you start connecting into it, it's much more powerful because it's an intrinsic goal that has intrinsic, natural, automatic meaning to you. And an example of an intrinsic goal can be that when I eat better and when I slim down and I feel lighter, I have more energy. I am able to think more clearly. I have more stamina. I feel more confident. I'm able to provide more effectively for the people that I love. I'm able to connect on a deeper level with the people in my life, and on and on and on. Now, those things in and of themselves are the motivators, right? Now, again, different people are motivated by different ones more, but you can see the difference. It doesn't require other people. It doesn't require this external validation. It's something that you feel. You know, the pride you get when you stick to a plan and do what you want to do, when you start to get the results that you've been aiming at, and you start to build that ability, that skill, that knowledge, that personal power that allows you to do that. All of that has intrinsic value. And the intrinsic value, just to drive that point home, a great example of that is kind of like when you put a piece of a puzzle into a puzzle. You know, it doesn't really matter in the big sense of things. No one's going to celebrate you, but it feels good on the inside, right? There's just a little good feeling about doing that. And if we start to build our weight loss around those sorts of feelings, as well as wanting to look better, and we're going to use that as well. If you start to combine those two and you start to realize the deeper emotional feelings that you can experience more of at your goal weight, being the person you want to be, all of a sudden you connect to much more motivation and you empower yourself at a much higher level than if you just think about looking better. Okay. So I hope this helps you out. If you want to go deeper into this concept, click the link in my bio. You can click my picture up on the top left there. Go get the free hypnosis session I give you. It's right in my bio. It's called The New Thin Me. It's a Kickstart session. If you're over in Facebook or Instagram, YouTube land, let me type this link in and you can go get this hypnosis session for free. And it is a kickstart session. So it's designed to kind of clarify what your goal is, your goal weight, your goal self, and connect to it. So it's not just a vague idea or numbers on a page. It's literally a way to connect to who you really want to be. So the deeper aspects of that. And again, just from that hypnosis session, I give it away for free because I want you to experience it. I think you'll notice that you're going to relax deeper than you've probably ever relaxed. But the other thing is that you're going to connect to your goal weight in a way you probably never do, because most people connect to their goal weight in a very stressed, tense way, where it starts feeling anxiety induced. And with hypnosis, we're doing it in a very gentle, comfortable way, right? This is fun. It's fun. It might be a little bit of work here and there, obviously, to change things up. But at the end of the day, it's this is a fun process, right? Because we get to feel better and better and better and better each and every day. That's the goal, right? So again, that hypnosis session will help you do that. So go grab that. You can go to programyourselfthin.com, or you can just click the link in my bio here if you're on TikTok. Amy says, hi, I filled out the form for the free hypnosis and I never received the email. Amy, email me at jim@programyourselfthin.com and I will have the old support team look into that. Sometimes, and check your spam filter. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes the wrong email address was put in. So yeah, we'll get that fixed for you. But yeah, if there's something's up, because you should have received that almost instantaneously. And so if you didn't, something's not working the way it's supposed to. So yeah, we can get that fixed. That does happen, unfortunately. And yeah, hope everyone's having a nice day. I am in freezing cold Massachusetts. It is, what is it now? Well, it's 18, so it's up to 18, but it was geez Louise, 7 degrees this morning. So got my new fidget balls. I don't know. My daughter got these for Christmas and they're really cool. They're magnetic. They're so neat though. They're like little rubbery. They feel cool and they're fun. So anyways, yeah, I hope you're all having a nice day. Again, if you're new here, oh, all right, you're in Michigan. Yeah. Oh my God. I can't imagine what's Michigan doing. That must be even colder. I go with my client, she's from Florida and she's complaining that it was 50. You don't know, but I guess it's always worse somewhere else, right? Nancy says going to Amherst tomorrow, driving to Amherst tomorrow. All right. Yeah. Amherst is 20 minutes away from me. Yep. I'm right on the border of Vermont. Where I like it, right where I like it, on the west side, kind of the west side of the state. So I'm probably an hour away from, right an hour and a half away from Boston to the west. What's up, Therese? Therese says, my challenge as of yesterday, I also have to get my LDL down. A lean meat was my go-to when I'm hungry. Now looking at other protein options. Any suggestions? Yeah, absolutely. My number one protein suggestion that's the most overlooked, it's simultaneously both, is beans. I think beans are probably one of the best sources of protein that exists. Huge fan, so, I am a vegetarian. I mean, I guess technically I'm a pescatarian. I do eat fish here and there, but I'm primarily a vegetarian. So obviously I'm a big fan of beans, but that was a big shift for me probably, I don't know, 6-7 years ago now. But I've been a vegetarian for over 25 years about. But I did not eat a lot of beans, and then I read a book called How Not to Die by Dr. Greger, who's one of my favorites. And ever since then, I've way upped my bean intake, and that has been a dramatic game changer for me. I upped my fiber in general, my micronutrient diversity and density as well. And I did a lot of that through increasing bean consumption. And so I know beans we live in a funny world. I can tell you, we got a new food pyramid, and as usual, a little bit of good stuff mixed with a lot of stupid shit. But hey, what are you going to do? So, as usual, if you're in America, you are really confused since birth about what to eat. And that's very intentional, because the more unclear you are, the more confused you are, the more you can be manipulated and influenced by these food companies. And as far as I know, I've been studying this for a while. I don't ever remember there being a war on protein. Did I miss that? Did I miss the war on protein? I'm not sure. So anyways, we all love protein, but I do think protein's overstated at this moment in time. Again, folks, if you can take a step back, zoom out, and look at the food timeline of the last 30 years. Did you go through a low fat phase where everything had to be low fat? Okay. Did you go through a phase where you had to get the carbs down? Oh, okay. Did you get one where you had to be gluten free? Where did you get one where you have to have as much protein as possible? So we're in another one, and they're just, again, this idea that you need so much protein is silly to me. And again, I love protein. I want to make that clear. I think protein is very important, and I love it. But I think it's overstated, and I think the number one thing missing from the average American's diet is fiber, whole natural fiber from whole natural foods. So, you don't hear that message a whole lot. There was a little bit of that in the food pyramid. I'll give it that. Again, I'll say I do appreciate the way it described healthier natural foods. I think the way they're sliding saturated fats in the back door is, I don't agree with that. But I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian, so don't listen to me about that. But I think it's dangerous when people that have looked into it are deciding policy. I don't know if that's the way we want to go. Looking into things is different than studying it for 30 years straight and dealing with it every single day and getting PhDs. It's two different qualities of it's two different qualities of experience and knowledge. I don't know why. It's weird, but here we are. Therese says, haven't eaten much beans, but will need to make that change. I do like fish as well. Yeah, I like fish too. Again, I limit my fish because, it just the sources, we ain't treating the earth great. You know what I mean? So again, I like fish, but, if you care about this sort of shit, mercury contents, microplastics, all that shit, I do my best to avoid that stuff when I can. And, I think beans are just, and by the way, I think not only are beans a wonderful source of protein, but, if you're looking to save money on food, I can't think of I can't think of a bigger shift in your food budget than if you start to shift more meat for beans and plant protein sources, specifically beans, though. I'm not talking about like fake meat. I'm not talking about fake protein. Cause again, that's expensive relatively and very processed as well. I'm talking about beans. It's nickels and dimes. I mean, we're talking nickels and dimes, folks. So again, I don't know, where, your budget is for food, but if you're watching your budget, I can't imagine a bigger help to your budget than eating, replacing more protein sources, animal sources of protein with beans. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm not a meat eater. I haven't been in a long time, but I walk by the meat aisle and holy shit. I mean, if I was eating my grocery budget, I feel would be 2-3 times as much if I was a meat eater to feed my family of 4 when they're all here. So I don't know. Luckily, they're cheap to feed. We eat beans a lot. You know what I mean? Whole grains. It ain't that much money. So just one more thing to consider and think about. Yeah, Amy says they have every vitamin and mineral. It's like a natural vitamin. Yeah. And I think, this is what I mean. You got to be careful of listening to people that have looked into it because, one thing you'll hear from that side, I'm not saying every single person, but one pattern I've noticed is that the very, very pro-protein animal product people sometimes have looked into beans and said, hey, watch out, they got lectins and it's going to make you really sick. Don't believe that. You cook beans. You cook beans in part to get rid of the lectins, So, I mean, like we've been eating beans for thousands of years. You're going to be all right. You're not going to die from eating beans. It's going to be quite the opposite, I think, So again, it's a tough time to live. I mean, you really got to take this upon yourself because, it's may sound apathetic or whatever, but it's no one's helping you with this. It's quite the opposite. There is really no big forces on your side to help you make better food choices and eat better foods. You really have to make it your own personal mission. And on the opposite side, I mean, there's just unlimited messaging you're receiving that really conditions you and programs you to eat shit, and not think or want to eat healthy stuff. And, that's just the reality we live in. There's a lot of money being made off of people eating bullshit and then getting sick and unhealthy and overweight. There's a ton of money. I say, I don't know this for sure, but it's got to be one of the biggest economic drivers in our society is food consumption because you make money like, what I mean? It's layers and layers deep in all sorts of different directions. The amount of food we're eating is affecting obviously the food companies, the processed food companies. It's affecting how we grow the food. It's affecting how we process the food and the flavorings and all the bullshit we put into the foods. It's affecting the medical industry because a huge part of their budget is dealing with obesity related issues, weight related issues, for directly related to people's diets. The advertising, there's a lot of money at stake. And so, unfortunately we live in a world where the money, seems to have more influence, than the truth. And I think, we just got to recognize that and not get upset with it. You know what I mean? I get upset with it, but not to get only upset with it, I guess. And to balance out that, you've got to do this yourself. It really is in this day and age, regaining control of your mind and how you eat, I think is one of the fundamental battles we all have to face in this society. Virtually everyone, short of if you live in some environment where you're just, surrounded by, wonderful messaging. But it's the battle. To me, that's what Program Yourself Thin. It's a roadmap. It's a strategy and a system and a plan to move from the darkness to the lightness. Not to get dramatic on you, but it's like when I look at how I used to think, because it wasn't how I ate. It wasn't just how I ate. When I was 50 pounds heavier, it wasn't just how I ate. The eating was a reflection of how I thought. You know what I mean? It was the thinking at a very, very microscopic level that needed to change in order for everything else to change. Again, in Program Yourself Thin, we, let me flip this around. Mirror that. I don't know if you'll be able to see. I think this must be mirrored wrong. Let me just try this real quick. Mirror camera. So I want to turn off mirroring, don't I? Mirror your video. Mirror camera. I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know. Does this look right to everyone? I know it's fine for TikTok. Does that look all right for you up in YouTube, Facebook land? I can't tell if you can see that. But anyways, the point being that the mindset's at the bottom. It's the foundation. Then lifestyle's on top of it, and then eating's on top of that. And I think when you think about it this way, it's very important because what most dieters are trying to do is just change the eating piece. You're just trying to change the eating piece. And there's no foundation under you, and you felt this. Oh, you can't read that? All right, let me switch this around then. I actually made it worse. I should have just left it alone. Mirror camera, don't mirror camera. Oh yeah, there we go. I can see it anyways. I should just check that. There we go. All right. So yeah. So again, we got mindset, lifestyle, and eating. And this is the part, really the mindset especially, but really even the lifestyle and the eating, you've never really been given a real clear, simple, understandable system to live as a thin, healthy person. You've never learned how to think, live, and eat like a thin, healthy person in a way that really works for you. You have been given diets where you try and force yourself, to eat differently. And you've never learned how to deal with your thoughts, your mindset. And don't you think your mindset at the end of the day is the main thing that's controlling whether you eat the right way or not? Unless you have a different experience than me. How can it not be the truth? How can you not feel that your mindset is not fundamental to your weight? I get you may not think of it on your own. I understand that, because no one's ever talking about it. But once I say it and you reflect on this and you think about your history with weight, do you not think that your mindset has been the central fundamental issue and that you have no idea how to deal with it or change it? I do. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Any weight loss questions are welcome. Again, I like to take people's real challenges and experiences and kind of funnel them through the Program Yourself Thin, kind of paradigm and mindset, so that I can show you a better way. You know what I mean? Like literally a better way than probably what you're doing, I mean, if you're actively losing weight in a way that you love and enjoy, then there's really no need to listen to me. If you're at your goal weight in a way that's easy and comfortable for you, there's really no reason to listen to me. But if you are overweight and you don't want to be, and you have been trying to lose weight for as long as you can remember and not been successful, well, then you may want to listen to me and you may want to ask a question. You say, oh, this guy's full of shit. Let me give him my let me ask my issue that I haven't been able to figure out. I bet he doesn't have any answers for that. I bet you I do. I bet you I do. And I bet you I got answers and ideas that you've never even imagined or heard of. I've been doing this for 30 years, over 30 years personally, and over 20 years professionally. And so I kind of made my own lane. So Poppy Gal says, where do I start? What I would suggest, and this isn't a cop-out, I will answer it if you don't want to take the path I'm going to say, but the first thing I would suggest, if you want to start, the first thing you got to understand is it's like if you said, you know what, I want to be a carpenter. And you went up to a carpenter and you said, where do I start? Expecting that they were going to tell you how to do it. So that's the first thing you got to change, is that you got to realize, where do I start is like saying, where do I start learning to be a carpenter? Well, you go find a carpenter and you find an apprentice program, because there's no way I'm just going to sit you down and tell you how to do it and you're going to do it. You understand? Like, that's the first thing we get out of our head. And that's what the diet industry has conditioned you to do. So what I would suggest, if you really do want to start, if you're really looking for a simple, easy way to start in this world, click my face up in the top left, click the link in my bio, and go get the free hypnosis session I give you. Because I don't just give you a hypnosis session. I give you my Program Yourself Then Spark program. And it includes the 10-minute kickstart hypnosis session. It includes a goal weight quiz to help you define your goal weight that's really the right one for you. I give you the Program Yourself Then method report, which shows you how to do the core kind of mental rehearsal technique we use in the program, the read rehearsal technique. I give you a free training, 3 steps to live at your goal weight. And then I have literally given you access to my Gym AI. I have cloned myself. Okay. Listen, it costs $25,000 to work with me privately. And I'm not even taking people right now anyways. Okay. So I have been a really high level coach for a long time. And I've also taught my program for a long time. And what I've done is I've taken over 10 million of my words, because I talk a lot about weight. And I imported them into this AI clone software. And now it literally is like talking to me. It says all the same stuff that I say. And if you talk to it, you can talk to it or chat with it. It literally sounds like me. It's like talking to me. And I'm giving it to you for free. You can go into and say, well, I don't know how to deal with a plateau. I don't know how to, get myself to get started. And it'll give you specific ideas to go forward. I give that all to you for free. No one gives you more free stuff than me. And I've never seen anyone give you more free than me. Why? Because this is actually a mission for me. I'm not just bullshitting you like a diet, because the diets aren't there to help you. The diets are a branch of the food processing industry. Weight Watchers was owned by Heinz. Jenny Craig was owned by Nestle. Atkins Food Products is owned by the same company, owns Auntie Anne's Pretzels and Cinnabon. Slim Fast owned by the same company, owns Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Do you really think they want to give you the secrets to eat healthy and be at your goal weight for the rest of your life? Don't you think that would affect the bottom lines of their food branches and divisions? Do you really? Would you follow the McDonald's diet? Would you really believe them? I wouldn't. So I'm a different person, because for me, this is a mission, and it's rooted in the experience I had when I was a kid. My dad died at 54 of a heart attack. His weight, his lifestyle, his eating was absolutely a part of that. And so for me, this is so much deeper, this is a mission for me, not even just because I want you to look better. I want you to look better. I want you to wear your skinny jeans. I want you to wear the bathing suit to the beach. But more importantly, I want you to live as long as you can. I want you to have the best quality of life you possibly can while you're here with the people you love. That's my motivation. And it's a different motivation than you get from any of the diets, for sure. And really, honestly, from most weight loss programs or experts. And I give you all that for free just to show you, just to get you kickstarted, to show you there's a better way. There is a better way, I promise you. So if you're feeling apathetic or discouraged, it's because you just keep relying on diets. And they're not helping the core problem, your mindset. Onyx Black says, correct, plain and simple. Yes, thank you. And I know that came through when I was talking about the shenanigans we live in. Mary Jane says, it's worth the time to buy dried beans instead of canned. The taste is better. Also, there is so much variety to choose from. Max your protein with cottage cheese blended with eggs and or egg whites. Yeah, I think that's a great suggestion. But, and again, I think making your own beans is good. I don't do that. I kind of struggled with it. I eat a lot of garbanzo beans. Black beans seem a lot easier to cook. But actually, one other thing about that too, in terms of canned versus make your own, one advantage of canned is that they are processed at a higher level, a higher temperature. And so they tend to have more bioavailability. Maybe not for every single bean, but for a lot of them. So that's one thing to consider too. But so, yeah, if you can make your own beans, that's cool. If you get canned, they're a really good option. as well. Natalie says, love your ideas and love your approach. Enjoy your insights. Thank you, Natalie. I appreciate you saying that. And what am I going to say here? This here. I also got this. I just want to say, if you do like what I'm saying and you're looking for kind of, I don't know, you don't want to get just the free stuff. You've already gotten the free stuff. There's also this book. This book is available now. I don't know. I do the regular version. I get the author's version is why it says that, but I don't know where the regular version is. I gotta reorganize my stuff here. But anyways, yeah, this is available as well. And it's very inexpensive. Very expensive. So Mary said, I started with all your free stuff plus your book, and I listen in on all your talks, all free. I'm 10 pounds away from my goal weight. I have turned a few people onto you, and one has joined. You are amazing. I love this, and I do your free hypnosis sessions every day. Well, thank you, Mary. I really appreciate that. Actually, I'm going to take a screenshot of that. That's my goal for 26, is to get all my testimonials in one spot. Because, I've got literally hundreds. I might literally be into thousands. I don't know. It's kind of a project. And it gets bigger and bigger every day, but I got to do it. But thank you so much, Mary. That's awesome. This is what I mean. Again, I am here. Like that's why I do this every day too. I don't even mention that, but I'm literally here every Monday through Friday. I've been doing this for over 3 years. I'm here every Monday through Friday, around noon Eastern time, Boston time for people around the world. Every day to help you out. So whatever questions you have, I'm literally here to help you through them for free, for completely free, And I did have one idea. I'm kind of bringing it back. I think it's the right time, and I'm just going to put a bug out about them. I'm doing it yet, but probably next month. One of the things I'm going to start doing, I kind of an idea with this, and I played around with it a little bit, but it's that I'm going to start videoing. I'm going to start taping coaching sessions with people for free. Again, so once again, if you are a listener of the show, you can apply and you can apply to work with me for free. Now we will film it. You know what I mean? You have to sign the rights and all that. And I got, I can release it and all the rest of it. So I guess you may not want to be a shy person or work on something, especially personal. But if you would like me to directly coach you past some challenge or issue you're having, that's something I'm going to do for free. So that's going to be cool. And you'll be able to watch it. And I think that is something I was kind of reflecting on, because I have my coaching groups, and there is just solid gold in these groups. I was thinking that I'm like, that is literally my best content, without question. My best content is my group coaching. Well, my private coaching too, but the group coaching as well. And I'm like, geez, no one gets to see this stuff. This is the solid gold, because it's the real issues and we work through it. You watch it happen, And I think listening that and being able to watch that, it's going to be very helpful for you, because, listen, at the end of the day, most people have very similar kind of challenges. You know what I mean? Like they present, kind of specifically a lot of times, but when you kind of get down to the core of it, a lot of the things that people are struggling with are very, very similar. And so I think when you start to see this, I think it's going to be one more way that I can help you. So anyways, that's something that's going to happen. I'll let you know more about that as I move forward in that process. But that's gonna be a lot of fun, both for the people I coach and for the people who get to watch it. All right. Victoria says, ordered your book. All right. Thank you very much. Yes, this book's awesome. I will say, if you get it and you read it and you love it, leave me a review. You know what? If you hate this book, leave me a review. Leave me a bad one. It doesn't matter, I guess. They say the algorithm likes, things like that. It is funny. I will say, let's look and see exactly. I'll give you an up to the minute number, but we'd had, look at this. Oh, what the hell happened there? Okay, here we go. Looking at this. 10, 11. All right, 69 reviews. Oh, hey, all right. That's okay, though. Oh, did that change? Hold on a second. Did someone fix it? They might have heard it. They did. Okay. Well, it was kind of funny. Anyway, so what happened is there was like 67 reviews when this happened, and all of them are 5-star, right? But then all of a sudden one pops up and it's a 1-star. I'm like, oh, 1-star. I'm like, oh shit. And I'm getting ready to read the review. And like I read the review and it's like, it's awesome. It's like a glowing, awesome review. But I think the person just accidentally hit 1 star. But then I was excited because I was joking. I'm like, if you're like me, right, you go right to the 1 star reviews most of the time, So I was like, this is perfect. They're going to the 1 star review and then they're going to read a great review. But anyways, it looks like they fixed the stars on it. So that's funny. But anyways, yes, this book's available. This book is so awesome. The cool thing about this book that I think makes it unique, I mean, right off the bat, it really is the Program Yourself Thin system. It literally walks you through. It's 40 chapters. Each chapter is about a page or two long. So it's quick, short, easy reading. It's meant to be that way. It's meant to be a book that you read multiple times and just kind of flip open and read a chapter and go on. But what it's also doing is it's literally taking you through the Program Yourself Thin system. So, there's parts on the mindset. It literally takes you through the stages of the mindset, the stages of the lifestyle, the stages of eating. And the way this book's written is it's got each chapter is kind of a hypnotic story. It's how I think of it. And so it's not just giving you information. It's designed to give you an experience and to change the way you think about things in a subtle way. And so it's experiential is what I would say. And I think that in addition to the content is just very different than probably what you have ever read in terms of your weight. Makes it very, very unique and a very, very powerful book. I know it's powerful. I'm not going to sit here and, I don't want to I got a big head here, but I know what I'm doing with this. What do you want from me? It's like, it's like if I play guitar for 30 years and I was I have played guitar for 30 years, but not at a high level. But if I was like a master, guitar player, I said, listen, I know how to play the guitar. I'm good, pretty good. Am I the best? I don't know. But it's like, I'm pretty good. I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm pretty good at this. I'm pretty good at helping people live at their goal weight. And so writing this book, I knew it was good, but it's nice getting the validation of all the reviews and all the nice things I've heard. But anyways, this is available now and it's a real nice way to kind of access a lot of the ideas in the program in a very accessible way. I think it's a very fun, easy, enjoyable read that changes you as you read it. And I think that's what makes it kind of fun, Kathleen says, my goal weight is 150. I've been stuck at 180 for 10 years. Listen to you every day. Thank you. I kicked alcohol with a new mindset and hard work. I want to try the hypnosis sessions. Thanks again for your passion. Well, thank you, Kathleen. Yeah. Well, great job. Quitting the alcohol. And now go to work on the weight. Yeah. And if you've used your mindset before, so that's great. You definitely want to draw upon that. That's a big part of what we do in Program Yourself Thin. Program Yourself Thin, a big part of it is neurolinguistic programming, which is really the science of role modeling. So Program Yourself Thin itself was really created by studying and interviewing people that had been overweight and then lost weight and kept it off for at least a couple years. That's where all this started from. And when I began to speak with them, I very quickly realized that they thought and approached their weight very differently than dieters did. And it was so obvious, and so really Program Yourself Thin is built on people that have successfully lost weight and kept it off. And I know it may sound ironic, but or sound like obvious, but if you really think about most weight loss is not based around those people. Most weight loss is really built around people that lose weight quickly. And that's all dieters care about. But Program Yourself Thin is built around people that have successfully been able to live at their goal weight. It's a different, I don't know, what I mean? It may sound similar, but it's completely different. There's a huge difference between your goal being I want to lose weight and your goal being I want to live at my goal weight. They're two totally different things, right? I want to get to I want to lose weight. I want to get to my goal weight is a short-term process. I can't use my hands because I'm mirrored video. I've still got to figure that out. My video has been flipped for 3 years. So it's hard to use my hands. No, the mirror's flipped. So, okay. So if the goal is to get to my goal weight, to lose weight as fast as possible, get to my goal weight, then the way to do that is to do extreme things. Cut your calories down to 1,000 calories, get rid of carbs completely. You know what I mean? Like this real strict stuff. If your goal is to live at your goal weight, that goal is a much longer term time frame, right? Because how long you want to live at your goal weight for? Well, forever, right? So now we're talking about we need a plan and a strategy that's going to last forever. Well, that ain't the extreme things that people focus on to lose weight. So we need to recognize right off the bat that we need to set the right goal. And most of you are setting a goal that you just want to lose weight and you don't give a shit what you got to do. You just want to lose weight as fast as possible. And it's a trap. It's a trap. So yeah, good job. Good job, Kathleen. Novi says, I like that in PYT, there's a lot of focus on enjoying the process. It doesn't feel like hard work or a punishment. Yeah, exactly. I always say that, I joke a lot of times, Program Yourself Thin is the only weight loss program a person starts on a Friday. I sell a lot of programs on Fridays. And part of that reason is because it's not miserable. You know what I mean? Like the first day of programming yourself, then you're not jumping to some ridiculous meal plan. You're listening to a 5-minute hypnosis session in the morning. That's how we start. You know, if you got more time, you can work on the blueprint. You know, at night you do a 60-second mental rehearsal technique. You know, but that's what you got to do, because in Program Yourself Thin, it's about creating kind of this daily loop of behavior that programs your mind, your body for success. But we need it to be consistent. You need to think of your weight so I go back to the idea of like losing weight or living at your goal weight. It's like a good model for long-term thinking is really brushing your teeth, right? Brushing your teeth is probably the healthiest habit you've ever actively installed into yourself. And your parents did it, but that's probably the healthiest habit that you've installed into your body and brain is brushing your teeth every day. And most people do it multiple times a day. Same time, every single day, always do it, right? There's a lot of magic in that. So we want to reference that because that's a really powerful ability. So Program Yourself Thin is about adding more skills like that, more skills like brushing your teeth that kind of run on autopilot. But we want to add skills that make it easier to live at your goal weight. And the number one skill to make it easier to live at your goal weight is to be able to be a more relaxed version of yourself. It's one of the most important skills there is. Because when you're more calm, relaxed, grounded, centered, peaceful, you tend to naturally make better food choices. So that's one of the first things we work on. You know, again, that's why when you listen to the hypnosis session, and again, I get the free one, you can check it out. Click my little face, and if you're in TikTok, my face up on the top left, the link's right in the bio. If you're over in Facebook land, I put the link up in the comments. But you know, it's important to understand that hypnosis is not just like what I'm saying to you, like the words and the ideas. To me, hypnosis is primarily a physiological, emotional experience. It's very much like meditation, you know, because you're staying awake with your eyes closed, which is a very profound state of mind that most people never utilize. Because as soon as you close these eyes, you free up so much mental energy. So much of your brain is dedicated to deconstructing visual stimuli. If you've been following the saga of my flipped screen, right? So that's an example of that. You know, like again, for 3 years, I've always looked at myself the same way. All of a sudden, I'm kind of showing you, you know, my new book, and you say, "Hey, it's reversed. I can't read it." So I say, "Oh, well, I got to flip it." I flip it. Now I can't use my hands. Like I don't know if anyone's been watching, you'll notice like I'm trying to point at stuff and I can't even use my hands right. Even here, I can't. I've been doing hand motions for 30 years in this work. And all of a sudden I can't use my hands right because the image I'm seeing is different and it's throwing my brain off. Okay. So anyways, you close your eyes and you stay awake. Powerful, profound state. And now we intentionally relax our body. We take a deep breath and let it out. Jesus. All right. I feel better instantly. Instantly. If you do this now, you'll feel better instantly. I feel grounded and relaxed and calmer. And now I start putting good ideas in my head. You have to convince me how that's not a power state. How can that not empower you each and every day if you do that? You know, so that's how Novi's able to enjoy the process. This is what I mean. When you're struggling and fighting constantly against something, the chances of you doing it for very long are about this big. Okay. And I know you think that the secret to your weight loss success is to just finally beat yourself, to finally win and force yourself to do this shit forever. But I'm telling you, it's not. The path to success is when you love doing it. I'm at my goal weight and I love being here. Like I love it. And I don't just love being at my goal weight. I love the way that I think. I love the way that I live. I love the way that I eat in order to live at my goal weight. And I love the person I'm becoming on this path. I mean, everything's just in alignment. So it's just part of who I am at this point. I've literally programmed into my mind the things I do to live at my goal weight feel now just like brushing my teeth. There's no difference to me between my toothbrushing habit and my water drinking habit, my sleeping habit, my meditation habit, my eating habits, my fruit eating habits, my salad eating habits. It's just what I do naturally. That's the difference. You've never learned how to do this with diets and you're never going to. And so when you focus on dieting, you rely on dieting, you're always trying to rely on this fight. It's always a fight. It's you, again, psychologically, it's you consciously trying to fight against your subconscious. It's trying to use your willpower to force yourself to do the right thing, even though the right thing is the last thing in the world you want to do. And that's dieting in a nutshell. With Program Yourself Thin, we're relaxing, calming down, identifying what you want to do and why, so that the right thing starts to feel comfortable. It starts to feel easy. It starts to feel like the natural, automatic thing we want to do. That's when you're on the path to living at your goal weight, not when you have to think about everything and fight against yourself constantly. That's not the path, I don't think, So awesome job, Novi. I'm glad you're in the program. 3 says, thanks for your input. I'm willing to try to like beans instead of animal protein. Again, just a little bit, Therese. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing too. Say you want to lower your LDL. You know what I mean? And so you say, oh, I'm going to start eating more beans instead of, animal protein. It doesn't have to be 100%. You know what I mean? Again, dieting has conditioned you to thinking 100% flip-flops, right? So it's like, tomorrow's my plan. It's Monday. I'm going to start my diet 100% perfect, And it's like, and then you go 100% off it, and don't do that. And so even with the beans, just one meal a week, start to make a bean-based meal. You know what I mean? And then once you kind of get that under control, add another one if you want, but you don't have to, like, all of a sudden, all you do is eat beans, because that'll be uncomfortable in your gut, in the short term. But yeah, I think it would be probably a smart decision to start adding more beans into your diet. I don't know how anyone, unless you have specific dietary restrictions, most people are going to benefit, I think, from increased bean consumption, in my opinion, Yeah, Jane says, I'd love to have you coach me for free. All right, Jane, well, yeah, stay and make sure I'm on my email list, because they will be the first people that will get the first crack at the coaching when I do that, is the people on my email list. So make sure that you sign up for from the hypnosis session. And again, I haven't said it yet, because I got to take care of a couple little things. But again, you're not just getting the hypnosis session. I'm literally giving you my PYT Spark programs, a Kickstart program that any other person out there would be charging at least $100 for. You know what I mean? Like it's a really powerful program. The access to Gym AI alone, I mean, each thing is really powerful. I'm just giving it all to you. So yeah, go check that out. But yeah, and so get on that list though, because when I do the coaching, if you're interested in getting coached, the people on my email list will get first crack at it. All right. Yeah, Tree says, depending on timeframes, I'd be interested in the group coaching for free. It probably won't be group. It'll be literally just me and you. We will record this. It's you and me doing a coaching session. That's kind of the idea. Thanks, Sherry. Sherry says, I love the book. Jim, you're the expert at guidance and weight mastery. Thank you. That is kind of true. I would say, in terms of like experts on living at your goal weight, I think I'm the one. I always joke I'm like the weight mastery expert, the living at your goal weight expert. It was no accident that I picked that, because I said, I don't want to work in the weight loss world. I think it's a bunch of bullshit, most of it. I don't even want to play in that pond. You know what I mean? I don't want anything to do with it. And so I kind of did create my own category to some degree, but it's also because it's just a more accurate description of what you actually want. You don't just want to lose weight, folks. You want to live at your goal weight. And so it requires a different approach and strategy, TikTok, I'm going back over to you. Sorry. I am here, TikTok. It is live. I just got caught up in questions over. Again, I stream here. Ken says, is this the Gym AI clone we're listening to? Is the real Jim somewhere sunny and warm? I wish, right? I was like, well, that's what I should be doing. I don't know why. I do think that I'm like I still have my kids, I got one kid living at home still, one's in college. But I was saying to my daughter yesterday, she's still home from college. And I was like, we're getting into the car and it's 0 degrees. Like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Because my business, I can work anywhere I want. You know what I mean? I can pick up my computer and go work in Florida tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, wherever I want to go. What am I doing here? I don't know. There's something weird. I will tell you, not everyone from New England, but I'm a New Englander my whole life. And there's just something about, I don't know what I would do with my life if I couldn't complain about the weather, though. I'm not sure. I'm kind of scared to have that much, freed up brain power. If all of a sudden I stop complaining about the weather, well, what am I going to do? It's just fear of that. But no, this is the real Jim. This me is the real Jim. That's awesome. Adrian, what's up, Adrian? Congrats, Adrian. I see Adrian joined the PYT Thrive program. I saw that yesterday. Nice job. Glad to have you in there. And that program is just, that's going to just keep getting better and better. So glad to see you in there. Adrian says, it's amazing how the weight loss has become secondary to me. Having a healthy mindset's everything. Yeah, that's what we really want. We want to not just lose weight. Like weight loss isn't enough. And I know you dieters don't believe that right now, but you've got to start realizing that the weight loss isn't enough. It's how we lose the weight that really matters just as much, because again, all of you have lost weight at some point and then put it back on. So it's like, if you don't want to keep repeating that, you've got to change what you're doing. And it begins by realizing that just losing weight is not enough. That's not what you're looking for. You need to lose weight in a way that's comfortable and sustainable, and that you can keep up. All right. What's up, Baja? Oh, this is the real Jim. All right, Adrian. Yeah, finished the 8 weeks this morning. That's awesome. Yeah, glad to see you and thrive. That's awesome. I'm glad. Sorry it took a little. Well, like I said, timing worked out perfect, huh? Because I know I was a little bit delayed on that. Thrive. There was a couple of people I had to get back to. I had to fix a couple of things. That was why. But I'm glad you're in there now, and yeah, I think you're gonna love it. The Thrive program's awesome. If you love the regular program, the Thrive program is like for people that get through the 8 week program yourself then system. If you want to continue to receive the daily hypnosis sessions, there's a weekly lesson each week that we focus on. There's a live Monday class where we deep dive into different concepts and other stuff. That's available. And so anyways, and I'll be promoting that more over the next couple of weeks. I've been busy. The book is definitely took a lot. I'm kind of, that's kind of most of that stuff kind of finished now. So kind of on to new things here, which I'm really excited about. I'm really, really excited. What's up, Christina? Christina, yes, the magic of the mirror isn't what it shows. It's in what you choose to see. I love that. I am so happy that you just wrote that, Christina. I remember I love that line so much. It's one of my favorites. What Christina's talking about is a chapter out of here, The Magic Mirror. I love this. I'm just going to read it. I'll read it to you. It's one of my favorites. Let me get it. Where are you at? There it is. Right. So again, the book's it's formatted like this. So it's easy and accessible to read. This book in my mind, my sourdough stickers. I got to put these on my computer, but I'm a sourdough man. I'm telling you, I've been making a lot of sourdough lately. Actually, today, in a few minutes, as a matter of fact, I'm going to bake a loaf that is, my wife got me a mill, like a mill. So I fresh milled. Half of it is wheat, spelt, and some rye flour, and the other half's white flour. We'll see where that comes, but I'm excited about that one. So anyways, that's going to be a whole thing coming up too. I'm going to make videos of my sourdough, and I can't wait to share that. Anyways, okay, back to the book, right? So The Magic Mirror, I'll just read this chapter. How long is it? I'm not going to read a long chapter. It's kind of long. Yeah, maybe I won't. I'll skip it. I'm sorry. I really wasn't trying to tease you, but it's a little long. That's one of the longer chapters. It's 2 pages and a quarter. So I'm going to skip it, but it's really good. It's in here. Book's available now. Joyce says, I want to lose 50 pounds. What is the name of the book? The name of the book is The Tao of Living at Your Goal Weight. I want to lose 150 pounds. Joyce, one quick thing I would suggest to you is stop saying you want to lose 150 pounds and start saying how much you want to weigh. It's a nice little mental shift. When we talk about what we want to lose or what we don't want to be, it's confusing to your subconscious mind because your subconscious mind does not understand negatives. So if I say, don't think about a banana, what are you thinking about? Right? So when you say, I want to lose, you're thinking about your overweight self, and then you're trying to imagine what you'd be like 150 pounds lighter. And so it's a lot more effective to say, I want to be X amount of pounds. I want to feel proud and happy and confident and energized and successful at X amount of pounds. When I'm X amount of pounds, I'll feel lighter and freer and happier, and I'll be able to move more comfortably. I'll be able to go up and down the stairs, and I'll be able to get on the floor with my grandkids at X amount of pounds. You know what I mean? So it starts to reinforce in your mind who you want to be. And that's, again, fundamental to Program Yourself Thin. It's the second thing you do, really. In Program Yourself Thin, we start with mindset and we start with motivation, but then we move right into the self-image. And so the self-image is that piece there, right? Instead of saying, oh, I'm overweight and I want to lose weight. I'm overweight and I want to lose weight. I'm overweight. I want to lose weight. That's what you're saying when you say you want to lose 150 pounds or however much. You're always referencing your overweight self and reinforcing your identity as an overweight person. And so when you start saying, I want to be X amount of pounds, you start reinforcing the identity of the thin, healthy, happy version of you that you want to be. So it's a little suggestion. Novi says, when I first got the program, I did the hypno, but skipped the blueprint, and I was very relaxed, but also cheated myself out of some crucial foundational stability. That Novi, I appreciate you saying that, but that was fine. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people do it that way. Program Yourself Thin is a meaty course. I will be the first to say it. That's the reason the price is going up. Okay. It needs to be, it needs to be the price that it needs to be. Okay. And to be honest, even the price I'm putting at is low, I think. But I think a Program Yourself Thin is a college level course to live at your goal weight. And it is a meaty course because you don't have to go through it all instantly. You know, when you sign up, I do want you to start listening to the hypnosis session in the morning, the 5-minute session in the morning. I want you to listen to that. Every week you get a 10-minute night session. I'd like you to listen to that multiple times during the week. The same one, repeat that one. But even if you listen to it once, that's okay too. And then I want you to do a 60-second Program Yourself Thin technique at night, the redo rehearsal technique. And that's the core technique that makes everything work. That's what I want you to start doing right away. And then when you have time, then you start going to work on this here, your blueprint. Okay. This is your goal weight blueprint. And again, this is 144 pages. I mean, this book is solid gold. I mean, this thing is like, I would have loved to have had this 30 years ago. All right. And I think it's beautiful. Even the pictures. I love this book. You get the PDF version. Again, the price is going up, so you'll get the physical version with the new price. Okay. So we go through that, and you don't have to do it all at once. It's not a rush. This isn't a race to see how fast you can lose the weight. It's a focus on creating the systems and strategies that work for you that get you to your goal weight and keep you there. Right. So it's a different focus in that way. But so you're doing it completely right, Novi. Absolutely. A lot of people do it that way. I think that's great. Yeah. Yeah, Adrienne says she's loving it. I'm happy. I'm happy. Yeah, loves the book. Yeah, the book's really good. Again, I can't recommend this, but this book is really good. If you want to lose weight, I think you'll find that it's probably the most profound weight book you've ever read. Joyce says, I want my mindset to be in the right place to live at my goal weight. Nice. I love that. Yeah, that's a beautiful. I like that. I like that a lot. Feels better, right, Joyce? Yeah. Yeah, Therese. All right. Therese likes that. Yeah, great reminder. Can't eat beans all the time, maybe some. I'm so happy I got to say that to you then, right? Because again, we don't want to be all or nothing with our stuff. And that's the big mistake. Listen, folks, if all of a sudden, Jim said eat beans, so now all I'm going to eat is beans, you're going to be real sorry. You're going to be real sorry a week from now. You're going to feel, your stomach's going to feel like a concrete in it. So we just gradient, right? Again, instead of thinking of your behavior changes as a light switch, think of it as a dimmer switch, So when now all I eat is beans, so I'll start eating more beans, I'll slowly and comfortably add them in, that's the mindset. Mary says that. That's my favorite chapter. Made me cry. It is. It's like that. It's an emotional chapter. The magic mirror in this, again, it's a little long, so I'm not going to read it, but, I love the magic mirror in this. I love it. Should I read it? I'm not gonna. I gotta get out of here. But it is really good. Nicholas says, "How do I get the book in New Zealand?" You go to. I don't know. It's like I get to the end. I gotta get out of here. So it's like, but it's like, if I say where to get this from, TikTok restricts me to my live. Okay, but it's the big global book place that sells books, right? But go to your country. So here in America, you go to .com, but in your country, you go probably, is it .nz maybe, AMAZON.NZ, and you'll find it right in your, probably right in your country, and you'll probably get it tomorrow. It ships really fast. JJ Kendrick says, what are the key elements again? Morning and evening hypnosis, the weekly program, and is there one other thing? To be honest, there's kind of a lot of other things, but yeah, the big stuff, Program Yourself Thin is 3 core things, right? And the way I like to explain it is you need to know what to do, you need to be able to get yourself to do it, and you need support with that whole process. So the blueprint is really knowing what to do, right? This is, again, knowing what to do, what you have to do, by the way. It's not just, just don't eat carbs. Just don't. That's bullshit. Like, because you might love carbs, you might hate carbs, whatever. You have to figure out for yourself what works for you. That's what this is, right? So I take you through this goal weight pyramid and ask you all specific questions for how it resonates and works for you, right? So you figure out your one size fits one custom plan with this book. So that's knowing what to do. You learn the Program Yourself Thin method is how to run your own mind. All right. And so that's like a 45-minute intro training of how to use the redo rehearsal technique. That's the core of the program, in my opinion, because that 60-second mental rehearsal technique you use at night is literally how you reprogram your mind to start acting different in your reality. And so that's a powerful technique. And that is, by the way, that's how we get ourselves to do the things that we want to do in here, right? So this is kind of the strategies, and the Program Yourself Thin method is how to program into your mind and get yourself to do all the things in here comfortably and to some degree and automatically. Right? So you don't have to think about it all the time. And then the support system, I think of, again, the support system is kind of big, but the main part of it is the hypnosis program. The Goal Weight Hypnosis program is an 8-week program where every morning you get a new 5-minute hypnosis session for a total of like 57 of them. And each session is built around a weight loss mantra. It's written out, right? And so you're clear about it. It's mentioned a couple of times. So it focuses you on that. The idea is I'm trying to put that idea into your mind. Real simple, you know? So every morning you're starting off relaxed, calm, grounded with good ideas going into your head. And then at night, ideally, you'll listen to that 10-minute session, at least a few nights to really bookend your days. And that goes on for 8 weeks. So you get every day you get a new session in the morning, a 5-minute one. And then each week you get a new 10-minute session for a total of 8 of them. Okay. And you have lifetime access to this whole program. And I send you email reminders each morning and each night to help remind you and nudge you with that. And when you finish those up after the 8 weeks, if you ever want to restart those again, you can restart them as many times as you want. Okay. So the program's always there for you. In addition to that, we have a live Q&A every Tuesday. So if you have any questions on the program, on any specific things you're dealing with, how to use the program for the specific things you're dealing with, I'm there live working with you. You have access to Gym AI, which again is my clone, 24 hours a day. Something's going on, you want to talk about it. It's like coaching with me. Okay. And there's there's a lot more bonuses in there, but again, that's the core of the program is what I would say. Oh, okay. Tanya says I'm in New Zealand and I got the book on amazon.au. I mean, it's the algorithm that catches me. They're going to know if I spell something, right? I mean, whether I say the word or whether I spell it, come on, they got to know. They got to know it's the same. Well, we'll see. If I get restricted, I'll let you know. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. JJ Kendrick says, I think I need to print out the book PDF of what you just showed us. Oh, I love Jim. Oh, yeah, Jake Kendrick. Okay. Yeah, well, I need to print out the book. Oh, yeah. Well, you can order this too. This is, and it depends when you order it. Like I'll be completely honest. I got to change the price has gone up to $500. This program's $500 now. I've been offering it on special for $297. There's still a little bit of like, I got to change a couple things to close up all the $297 doors. But so if you get the $297 version, you get the PDF version, you can order this physical version. I send it to you. You can order the program. I think it's $40 more, and that includes shipping and everything, but once it goes to $500, I'm sending this out. This will be included with the program. You'll actually get both of these when the price goes up to $500, you will actually get both of these shipped to you just automatically. But if you're in the program already and you want to get this, you can order it. And if you were somewhere in the, PYT universe and you see a $297, you can get it. Go ahead and get that and then order this physically if you want. Okay. This is available for you. Sheila says, where does my exercise fit into my weight loss? Hey, I think exercise is great for a lot of things. I don't think it's that great for weight loss for most people. So again, it's always unique and individual for each person. So I don't know where your exercise is at now. So if you exercise a lot now, so where does my exercise fit into my weight loss? I'd first need to know where's your exercise now. So when you say my exercise, it kind of implies that you have an exercise program you're following, or are you saying, I don't exercise, I'm not doing anything, I want to start. Where does the exercise fit into that? And in that case, if that's what it means, that if you're a person who has not exercised for a while and don't exercise and you want to lose weight, I would suggest you don't start with the exercising. I think most people waste a lot of their energy and willpower on getting themselves to exercise. And mathematically, the best bang for your buck you're going to get in terms of weight loss is to change your eating. So you do not need to exercise to lose weight. Not at all. You need to reduce your average calorie consumption. And for most people, focusing on the eating changes is going to serve you better than focusing on workout to lose weight changes. Workout's got a couple disadvantages to it. And again, I love working out for a lot of reasons, but again, we're talking about the context of weight loss. And in the context of weight loss, a lot of times working out can almost be counterproductive because when you work out, again, you have to use a lot of energy and willpower to get yourself to exercise, first of all. Then you're sore and have to recover afterwards, where you're kind of at a dip. You get hungrier, right? Because you have to replace those calories you burned and build the muscle that you're building. And then there's a licensing effect that you feel like you did something good and you overestimate how many calories you think you burned. And then you go and give yourself the reward for doing it. And you usually underestimate how many calories those are. So again, I'm not a huge fan of exercise being a focal point for most people when they start their weight loss journey. I think focusing on changing your mindset, your eating, your routines and habits is a much better strategy. So all right, everyone, we get out of here. If you're not in my world, please click my link. If you're on TikTok, click the little picture of me up in the top left. Go to the link in my bio and go get the hypnosis session I give you. If you're on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, you can scroll up the comments and see I left a link. To the hypnosis session, or you can just go to programyourselfthin.com and you can navigate to the hypnosis session there. It's free. I give you a bunch of other stuff for free as well. Go check that out. And I'm live every Monday through Friday, usually around noon Eastern. I'm here to answer any questions you have, help you as best as I can. And and if you can't make the lives and you like listening to this, it's also a podcast. Go to any podcast platform, search for Program Yourself Thin, and it'll pop up. All right. And then you can listen to it anytime that you want. So yeah, go check that out. Oh, you're welcome, Vicky. How's it going, Vicky? And I see JJ Kendrick says, are there any programs on fasting, hypnosis programs on PYT, long or short term? A little bit. There's a session or two on that. Yeah. And I did a training on it too. I call it nighttime fasting. It's a slightly different thing, but anyways. All right, everyone, have a super day and we'll talk soon. Bye.